Hello friends, welcome back to BioVidyalaya. We know that in photosynthesis two phases are there. One is light reaction and other is dark reaction or Calvin cycle. Photophosphorylation is light reaction. There are two pathways in photophosphorylation. One is cyclic and other is non-cyclic. We already discussed about non-cyclic photophosphorylation in our previous video. Here in this video we are going to discuss about cyclic photophosphorylation. So before going to begin, if you would like to watch more lecture videos on different topics for CSIR, NET or GATE, please subscribe to my channel. Also enable the bell icon so that you will get notification when I upload new videos. So let's begin. Please try to watch this video till the end. The cyclic photophosphorylation process occurs in the stroma lamella located within the chloroplast of plants. So, cyclic photophosphorylation is occurring in stroma lamella. In this picture, we can see that stroma lamella means the bridge between two grana that connect and separate thylakoid stalk over the grana. This is the stroma lamella. This is the site of cyclic photophosphorylation. The site of non-cyclic photophosphorylation was thylakoid membrane, but the site of cyclic photophosphorylation is stroma lamella. Okay. Only one photosystem is involved in this cyclic photophosphorylation, that is photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 means P700. Okay. We know that in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, two photosystems are involved. Both photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Photosystem 1 means P700 and photosystem 2 means P680. But here in this cyclic photophosphorylation, only one photosystem is involved. That is photosystem 1 or P700. Okay. Photosystem 1. The reaction center of this photosystem 1 containing special pair of chlorophyll A molecules that is surrounded by antenna pigments. Okay, these are the antenna pigments. This photosystem 1 that will absorb light at 700 nanometer. That's why it is called a P700. So, this photosystem 1 that will absorb light at particular wavelength and that will pass that photons towards the reaction center. A reaction center will get excited by absorbing photons of light and that will release two electrons. So, photosystem 1 that will release two electrons after absorbing light. And this two electron will accepted by primary electron acceptor. Okay. This is primary electron acceptor. Okay. So from this photosystem 1, primary electron acceptor that will accept two electron. And from this primary electron acceptor, this electron will move down the electron transport chain. Okay. Move down the electron transport chain means that will move from higher energy. This is higher energy state. From this higher energy state to lower energy state. That is downhill movement. So, in this electron transport chain, 4 electron acceptors are present. First one is ferridoxin, FD. FD means FD means ferredoxin. Okay. And the second electron acceptor is plastoquinone. I will write here PQ. Okay, PQ means plastoquinone. Okay. And the third electron acceptor is cytochrome complex. SYT means cytochrome complex. Okay, cytochrome complex. And the electron acceptor is PZ. PZ means plastocyanin. Okay. PZ means plastocyanin. Plastocyanin. So the electron acceptors are ferredoxin, plastoquinone, cytochrome complex and plastocyanin. Okay. First, from this primary electron acceptor, the electron will transfer to ferredoxin. From ferredoxin, two electron will transfer to plastoquinone. From plastoquinone, two electron will transfer to cytochrome complex. From cytochrome complex, these two electron will transfer to plastocyanin. Okay. From this plastocyanin, the electron will come back to photosystem 1. Okay. From this plastocyanin, that means from this electron transport chain, this two electron is coming back to this photosystem 1. That's why it is called a cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay. So when this electron is passing through the electron transport chain, that means from higher energy state to lower energy state, it will release an extra energy. That energy is using for the synthesis of ATP. So here in this electron transport chain, in two sites or in two places, ATP is synthesizing. One place is here, where plastoquinone. Here, one inorganic phosphate is adding to ADP to form ATP. So this is the first place and the second place is here. Here also one inorganic phosphate is adding to ADP to form ATP. So this is the second place. So here in this electron transport chain, in two places ATPs are synthesizing. Okay. Because of the synthesis of this ATP from ADP by adding phosphate, this reaction is called a phosphorylation. Phosphorylation. Here light is required. Okay, here light is required. That's why it is called a photophosphorylation. Here two electron that is releasing from photosystem 1 is coming back to photosystem 1. That's why it is called a cyclic So cyclic photophosphorylation. Okay. We know that in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, photolysis of water is there. But here photolysis of water is not required. Here photolysis of water is not required to replace the electron, because here electron that is releasing from photosystem 1 is coming back to it. That's why there is no need of photolysis of water. So this photosystem 1 is not associated with oxygen evolving complex or water splitting complex. Photosystem 2 is associated with oxygen evolving complex, and this photosystem 1 is present in stromal lamella. Stromal lamella means the bridge between two grana. Okay, so here only ATP is synthesizing. ATP is synthesizing. In cyclic photophosphorylation, only ATP is producing. There is no production of NADPH. Okay, there is no production of NADPH or reduction power in cyclic photophosphorylation. But in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, both ATP and NADPH production is there. We know that for dark reaction, both ATP and NADPH are required. That's why non-cyclic photophosphorylation is predominant one. Cyclic photophosphorylation is less. Okay. So this is the comparison between cyclic photophosphorylation and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In cyclic photophosphorylation, only photosystem 1 is involved. That means P700 is involved. But in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 are involved. That means P700 and P680 are involved. In cyclic photophosphorylation, no photolysis of water takes place. In non-cyclic photophosphorylation, photolysis of water takes place. That means photosystem 2 is associated with oxygen evolving complex. Cyclic photophosphorylation, oxygen not evolved. But in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, oxygen evolved. Oxygen will release out after photolysis of water in non-cyclic photophosphorylation. In cyclic photophosphorylation, NADPH plus H plus is not synthesized. But in non-cyclic photophosphorylation, NADPH plus H plus is synthesized. Both ATP and NADPH are synthesized in non-cyclic photophosphorylation. But in cyclic photophosphorylation, only ATP is synthesizing. In cyclic photophosphorylation, electron is cycled back to the reaction center. In non-cyclic photophosphorylation, electron does not return to reaction center. That's why it is called a non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So, here I am winding up this video. In our next video, we will discuss some CSIR net previous year question based on these topics. Okay. If you like this video and find it helpful, please click the like button, share with your friends, and also subscribe these channels to get more videos like this. For daily quizzes, MCQs and study material, please join our Telegram channel. Keep learning. Thank you.